Well, of course, you can't declare that in her case, she had a home in Michigan, and then 2 weeks later, she gets a loan in Michigan for her home. She declares it as her primary principal residence, and then literally 2 weeks later, she goes to an Atlanta condo, buys an Atlanta condo, secures a loan, and also declares that as her primary residence. We all know primary or principal, that means one.
Federal Housing Finance Agency Director Bill Pulte on with Maria Bartiromo detailing Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook's alleged mortgage fraud. This as D.C. federal court held a hearing today over Trump firing her. Now, last night, Bill Pulte filed a second criminal referral with the Department of Justice about a third mortgage for a condo in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Pulte tweeting out, "3 strikes and you're out." Let's welcome former Deputy White House Counsel and America First legal president, Jean Hamilton. So the Judge Giacop is first a Biden appointee who recently ruled against Trump on deportations case, taking up this case. So, Jean, do you see a predetermined outcome for a temporary restraining order then?
Look, I think that this judge in particular, along with a number of the other judges in the District of Columbia, have really made a hard situation for themselves in terms of their ability to show that they are unbiased in the way that they adjudicate cases, in the way that they rule on cases. Now, today's hearing was an interesting hearing, and we'll see how it comes out. But at the end of the day, what we have to have is we have to have unquestioned impartiality that this judge will make a decision that is consistent with the Constitution of the United States, right, which would allow the president to remove this individual for cause or not for cause from her position on the Federal Reserve Board of Governors.
Not for cause. So Lisa Cook is claiming now that it's a clerical error is to blame for any mortgage application discrepancy. Also saying that she was moving residences between jobs, but these homes were bought 2 weeks apart in 2021. What do you make about that argument, a clerical error?
Look, I think that her argument is exactly what you would expect someone in her situation to make, but that doesn't matter. Whatever her argument is does not matter. What matters is that the president, under the applicable standards, if we assume that the president has to have cause to fire her, there are enough questions in the president's mind based on the factual allegations that have been made against her that warrant the president's dismissal of her from this position. A court cannot be in the position of second-guessing the president's determinations about who to hire, who to fire from the executive branch. After all, under Article 2, all of the executive power is vested in him.
Yeah, so, Jean, let's listen to the president himself. Here's a reporter asking about this. Listen.
Is your administration weaponizing government by digging into the mortgage records of officials you don't like?
No, they're public. I mean, you can find out those records. You can go check out the records yourself. And you should be doing that job, actually. You wouldn't do that because that's not the kind of reporter you are. But you should be doing that job. I shouldn't have to be doing it. If you did your job properly, we wouldn't have problems like Lisa Cook.
Yeah, so, Jean, this is going to boil down to a question of for cause. Do you need to be charged with a crime to be fired for cause?
Absolutely not. The standard has been long recognized that being fired for cause doesn't require any kind of criminal conviction. It doesn't require burdens of proof that would be the same as in a criminal proceeding. What we are talking about is enough doubt, enough information for the president to make a determination that there is something that is going on here that undermines the public's confidence in the integrity of an executive branch official such that they can no longer carry out their duties. This is about preserving the Constitution. This is about preserving the public trust in the Federal Reserve's Board of Governors. And what we're looking at here, if she gets away with this particular situation, clerical error or not, is it shows the American people at home there's one set of rules for the elite where they can make mistakes and they can do things intentionally and they can get away with them. And there's another set of rules for the average everyday American who gets hammered when they make an error like this, whether by creditors or by others.
Yeah, we'll be watching this closely. Jean Hamilton, thank you. I appreciate it.